The atmosphere around you has shifted. If you are listening to this right now, it is because your frequency has finally tuned into the broadcast of the divine. You didn't click this by accident. There are no accidents in a world governed by spiritual law. You are here because the weight you've been carrying in your chest, that heavy, unexplainable pressure that has haunted your sleep for the last 72 hours, is finally about to break. Listen closely. Can you feel the static in the air? Can you feel that subtle electrical hum in your fingertips? That is not anxiety. That is not your mind playing tricks on you. That is the acceleration of your atoms. God has issued a decree over your life, and the universe is currently rearranging itself to accommodate the command. You have been told for years that you are too much, that you are difficult, or that you are unstable. But the truth is, you were simply vibrating at a frequency the people around you couldn't perceive. They called you crazy because they couldn't hear the music you were dancing to. This Saturday is not just another square on a calendar. It is a portal. It is a divine intersection where your years of silent suffering, your midnight tears, and your relentless perseverance meet the physical manifestation of your inheritance. You have been walking through a long, dark corridor, touching the cold walls, wondering if there was ever an exit. I am here to tell you, you have reached the door. Lately, you've been experiencing specific symptoms. You've been waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. with your heart racing, not out of fear, but as if your soul is trying to outrun your body. You've been feeling a strange detachment from the people you used to love, a sense that you are speaking a language they can no longer translate. Your physical body has been exhausted, a deep, bone-weary fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix. This is because your spirit is doing heavy lifting in the unseen realms. You are being upgraded. Your DNA is being scrubbed of the generational trauma that kept your ancestors bound to the floor. Perhaps you've noticed the ringing in your ears, a high-pitched frequency that comes and goes. That is a download. Perhaps you've noticed that your dreams have become more vivid, more cinematic, filled with symbols and warnings. You are being briefed for what happens this Saturday. The world sees a person struggling to keep it all together, but the spirit sees a giant waking up. You've felt a strange closeness lately, haven't you? A feeling that someone is standing right behind you in an empty room. A feeling that the wind is whispering your name. That is the cloud of witnesses. That is the angelic host assigned to your lineage, standing at attention because they know what the Father has signed. They are waiting for the clock to strike. The narcissists in your life have sensed it too. They've been extra agitated lately, haven't they? They've been picking fights over nothing, trying to drain your battery before the big day. They can smell the scent of victory on you even before you've tasted it. They are trying to distract you. They want you focused on the dirt so you don't look up and see the sky opening. But their efforts are futile. The decree has been signed in the courts of heaven. This Saturday, the best day of your life, isn't just about a check in the mail or a phone call from an ex. It is the day the veil pulls back and you finally understand why you had to go through the fire. It is the day the chosen one stops wondering if they are chosen and starts walking in the authority of that choice. Your pain is being converted into power. Your isolation is being converted into influence. The countdown has begun. Breathe in the oxygen of the new earth. The transition is here. Why is this happening now? Why this specific Saturday? You have spent years wandering in a spiritual desert, asking the heavens for a sign, only to be met with a silence so loud it felt like a rejection. But the silence was not an absence, it was an incubation. You were being hidden, like a seed beneath the frost. You were being protected from the very elements that would have destroyed you had you blossomed too soon. The spiritual cause of the intensity you are feeling today is a massive shift in your internal polarity. You are no longer a magnet for the broken. You have become a mirror for the divine. The Father has seen the way you held your tongue when you were being slandered. He has seen the way you gave your last bit of energy to people who didn't even stop to say thank you. There is a spiritual law of compensation that cannot be broken, and your account has reached its limit. The why behind your recent exhaustion is that your soul has been undergoing a frequency purge. You have been vibrating too high for your current environment, and the friction between your expanding light and the density of your surroundings has created a spiritual heat. This heat is what you felt as agitation, as skin sensitivity, and as a sudden, inexplicable intolerance for anything fake, shallow, or manipulative. You are being called out of the matrix of lack. For generations, your bloodline has been programmed to survive on crumbs, to be grateful for the leftovers of life, and to apologize for taking up space. This Saturday, that programming is being deleted. God has decided to end the cycle of almost, you know that feeling where the breakthrough is right there, touching your fingertips, and then it vanishes at the last second. That was a spiritual blockage designed to test your resolve. You passed. You didn't give up. You didn't become bitter. You stayed in the frequency of hope even when the facts told you to despair. The spiritual mechanics of this shift are precise. There is a celestial alignment occurring within your own temple. Your body, the crown chakra, is opening to receive a specific command of favor. This isn't a suggestion from the universe. It is a legal mandate. In the spirit realm, your name has been moved from the list of the tested to the list of the triumphant. This is why you feel like you are waiting for a train that is already pulling into the station. The atmosphere of your home is changing. The shadows that used to linger in the corners of your mind are being evaporated by a light that doesn't come from the sun, but from the indwelling spirit of the living God. You broke a rule of the enemy's kingdom. You refused to bow. You refused to let the narcissists and the controllers break your spirit, because you stayed upright in the furnace. The fourth man has stepped in beside you. The spiritual reason for this sudden Saturday blessing is that you have reached the age of spiritual maturity. You are now a safe vessel for the wealth, the health, and the influence that is coming. If it had come sooner, it might have fueled your ego. Now, it will fuel your purpose. This is the great exchange. God is taking the ashes of your past, the failed relationships, the lost years, the stolen opportunities, and He is breathing His Ruach, His holy breath, into them. They are being resurrected as something far more beautiful than the original. You are moving from the trial phase to the rule phase. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality through the power of the Word. The reason you feel so strange today is that you are literally shedding a skin of destiny that no longer fits. The old you cannot go where you are going on Saturday. The version of you that accepted less is dying so that the version of you that commands the atmosphere can be born. The heavens are silent because they are in awe of what is about to be revealed through you. The matrix is panicking. Can you feel the frantic energy of the people who used to have a hook in your soul? They are sensing a shift they cannot explain, and it is driving them into a state of spiritual desperation. The narcissists, the energy vampires, and the silent observers who have been waiting for your downfall are suddenly overwhelmed by a frequency they can no longer suppress. They are terrified because the chosen one they thought they had under their thumb has finally unplugged from their power source. For years, these individuals fed on your light. They used your empathy as a buffet. draining your joy to fuel their own hollow existences. They relied on your guilt, your need to explain yourself, and your desire to be understood. But look at you now. You have become silent. You have become still. And in that stillness, you have become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Your silence is a weapon that is dismantling their strongholds. They are reacting to this Saturday's shift with an increase in their smear campaigns and their gaslighting. But notice how it no longer lands. Their arrows are falling short because you are no longer standing in the place where they last saw you. The enemy is scared of you because you have discovered the secret of the internal throne. You have realized that your validation does not come from their approval, but from the divine decree. They see the glow returning to your skin. They see the clarity returning to your eyes. They see that you are no longer reactionary. When they poke you, you don't bleed resentment anymore. You radiate authority. This terrifies the Matrix because a chosen one who knows their worth is a glitch in their system of control. You are a walking reminder of everything they can never be: authentic, connected, and favored. Watch how they try to bait you in these final hours before Saturday. They will bring up old ghosts. They will send flying monkeys to report back on your progress. They will try to trigger your old trauma responses just to see if they still have a backdoor into your spirit. But the door is locked, and the blood of the covenant is on the lintel. They cannot enter. They are banging on the outside of a fortress they used to live in, and they are realizing they've been evicted. The spiritual atmosphere around your enemies is becoming heavy. While you are ascending, they are descending into the density of their own shadows. They are starting to experience the very bad luck and confusion they tried to project onto you. This is not your fault. It is the law of return. The universe is simply handing back the energy they spent trying to destroy you. You don't even have to lift a finger. You don't have to argue. You don't have to defend your character. God is your defense attorney, and he has already won the case. They are scared of your Saturday because they know that once you step into this new level of blessing, you will be untouchable. You will move into the realm of total exemption. Exemption from their drama, exemption from their lack, and exemption from their influence. They are watching their supply vanish into thin air. You were their sun, and now they are being left in the cold dark of their own making. This Saturday, while you are celebrating the best day of your life, they will be forced to confront the silence you left behind. Your absence will be the loudest thing they've ever heard. You have reclaimed your crown, and the world is trembling at the sight of the true heir. What is the true nature of this Saturday? To understand the magnitude of what is coming, you must understand the law of divine compensation. The universe is not a chaotic void. It is a meticulously balanced ledger. For every ounce of unearned suffering you endured, for every night you spent in the Gethsemane of your own bedroom, there has been an accumulation of spiritual interest. You have been operating under a heavy veil, a thick density that was designed to compress your spirit. But in the kingdom of the divine, compression is the precursor to explosion. You are not just getting a blessing, you are experiencing a sovereign correction. The prophecy for your life has always been one of dominion, not subjugation. The Matrix told you that you were a black sheep, but in the language of the heavens, you are a remnant. A remnant is the piece that remains after the fire, the indestructible portion that carries the blueprint for the new building. This Saturday, the great architect is beginning the construction. This is the truth that the world tried to hide from you. You are a co-creator of your reality. You are not a pawn in a game of chance. You are the focal point of a cosmic convergence. God's plan for you was never to just get by. It was never for you to be the strong one who carries everyone else's burdens while your own back breaks. That was a religious distortion designed to keep the chosen one in a state of perpetual exhaustion. The actual truth is that you are entering a season of unforced rhythms of grace. You are moving into a specific alignment where your desires and the will of the Creator become a single, unified pulse. When you speak this Saturday, the elements will listen. When you decide, the path will clear. There is a specific metaphysical law known as the law of the 10th hour. It is the moment when all hope seems lost, when the shadows are at their longest, and suddenly the sun stands still. This Saturday is your 10th hour. You have reached the end of the old cycle. The 7 years of lean are over. You are entering the era of overflow. This is not a metaphor. This is a structural change in your destiny's timeline. The Father has looked at the timeline of your life and has decided to collapse the distance between your prayer and your manifestation. The specific prophecy for your life right now is this: restoration of the stolen years. Everything, the locusts of narcissism, the cankerworms of depression, and the palmer worms of financial lack have eaten, it is all being vomited back up. The universe is being forced to refund you for the time you lost. You are about to experience a time collapse where 10 years of progress happens in 10 months. Starting this Saturday, you will look back at your current self and wonder how you ever survived in such a small container. You are no longer a student in the school of suffering. You have graduated to the office of the overcomer. The theological weight of this moment is staggering. You are living out the mystery of the ages, the divine revealed in human form. This is why your life has been so hard. You were carrying a high voltage current in a low voltage world. But this Saturday, the transformer is being installed. You will finally be able to channel your power without burning out. You will finally be able to shine without being extinguished. The truth is that you were never broken. You were just being forged in a heat that no one else could withstand. The sword is finished. The king is ready. The day of the great reveal is upon us. How do you step into this glory? How do you anchor this celestial shift into your physical reality so that Saturday doesn't just pass you by, but consumes you in its light? You must move with intentionality. You must act as if the crown is already pressing against your brow. Because in the spirit, it is first. You must ground your energy. The high-frequency downloads you've been receiving can be overwhelming to a physical body that is still holding onto the density of the past. Go outside. Put your bare feet on the earth. Imagine the silver cords of the Matrix, the attachments to the narcissists, and the hooks of the energy vampires being pulled out of your solar plexus and dissolving into the soil. Tell the earth, I am returning what is not mine. I am reclaiming my sovereign ground. Second, you must enter in these final hours. Do not explain yourself to anyone. Do not argue. Do not try to convince the blind that the light is coming. Your power is leaking every time you try to justify your existence to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Close the door. Mute the notifications. The Father is whispering the final instructions for your Saturday, and you cannot hear him if you are listening to the static of the world. Now, prepare your vessel. Clean your space. Clear the physical clutter that represents the mental fog you are leaving behind. As you wash your hands, as you drink your water, speak to the elements. Command them to carry the frequency of your new life. You are not just a human being, you are a temple. And the Shekinah glory is moving back into the Holy of Holies. Let us seal this energy. Close your eyes and feel the warmth beginning to glow at the base of your spine, rising up through your heart, and exploding through the top of your head. Repeat these words, not as a hope, but as a command. I am the chosen one. I am the heir to the divine promise. I break every contract with lack, every covenant with trauma, and every tie to the shadows of my past. I declare that this Saturday is the threshold of my greatness. I receive the restoration of my years. I receive the healing of my mind. I receive the abundance of the kingdom. What God has opened, no man can shut. What the Spirit has decreed, the matrix must obey. I am favored. I am protected. I am unstoppable. It is finished. It is done. It is mine. Can you feel that? That is the seal of the Spirit. The frequency has been locked in. You are no longer drifting. You are arriving. The angels have taken their posts around your home. The atmosphere is saturated with the scent of change. This Saturday, when you wake up, do not look for the blessing, be the blessing. Walk through your day with the quiet confidence of a person who knows the ending of the movie. You have already won. The best day of your life is not a destination. It is the moment you realize you have already arrived. If you feel this frequency in your bones, if you know this message was carved specifically for your soul, I want you to claim it. Go to the comments right now and type, I am ready for Saturday. Seal it in the physical realm. Subscribe to this frequency to stay aligned with the tribe of the remnant. We are the ones the world couldn't break. We are the ones the fire couldn't burn. And this Saturday, the world will finally see why. Go in peace. Go in power. Your throne is waiting.